We should be live on YouTube now. As well, I should say. Just waiting for it to go. There we go. We are live on YouTube as well. Have some cards back. Rumble Sylvanas skin mount. Wait, a Rumble Sylvanas skin. Now that is interesting. There might be something about Sylvanas then in this next Can't help but feel like there might be some Sylvanas stuff going on. That is wild, actually. Will I be disappointed or what? Dude, how can I answer that? I don't know what you want me to say. Will you be disappointed? I don't know, maybe. It depends what you're expecting. Speedily, how you doing? You're live on both? Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching this on YouTube at the moment, there are drops currently on Twitch. So if you come over to Twitch and you watch it on Twitch, you will be getting drops, amount, and stuff like that. So, you know, please feel free to come join us over on Twitch if you have not already. Okay, I am ready for this. 16 minutes, boys. 16 minutes. We can probably, yeah, we'll go into share screen. Hey, Grimsage, thanks for the follow. Really appreciate you. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. According to the WoW launcher news, you earn it on YouTube as well. I don't know how you would earn it on YouTube. The problem is that there's no way for us to activate drops on YouTube, and YouTube doesn't have a physical drop system. So I have no idea how it would work on YouTube. Yala yala, how you doing? It might be that YouTube themselves send out an email and you can get that email.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I don't know how that works on YouTube. I know how it works on Twitch. I don't know how it works on YouTube. I'll put the drops enabled here, but YouTube has never had drops before, so this would be pretty new. Mac Red, how you doing, sir? I'm double boxing Achelon. Eugene, how you doing, sir? I'm getting the echoing from watching it on Twitch and YouTube, but you don't have to watch it on both. You can just watch it here. Underhaven, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Albert, how you doing, sir? Tyson, how you doing? I hope you guys are doing very well. Are you guys excited for the Warcraft Direct? Wonderlands, how you doing? How do you get the drop? Just watch. Wonderlands. You link your Twitch and your Battle.net account or your World of Warcraft account. You link those two, and then you just watch. And what Twitch does is either they give you a button to redeem, or in some games, this won't be for World of Warcraft, but some games they'll give you a code, and you can use that code thing to activate stuff. So it really depends on you. Something just happened. I'm not sure what. Because it didn't tell me what. Go-kart. That's 27 months part of the DJ Nation. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But that I am, but that worries me. Why does it worry? I'm excited. I hope we aren't overhyping ourselves, though. I very much doubt it. Epic Thulu, how you doing, bro? In today's YouTube climate, I have a choice of many content creators, but today I chose my new favorite content creator whose recent haircut has made him very sexy. TC, thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't, like, if we're looking at Warcraft 30, I would be very surprised if Blizzard wasn't going to do something huge for this. Of course, one of the biggest problems with stuff like this is the fact that players tend to overhype themselves. We saw what happened with Plunder Booty. I don't know if you guys remember Plunder Booty, but in Plunder Booty, Blizzard did this whole thing where it was just this skull, right? And people were like, oh, pirate patch, and ships and stuff. And then it happened. And players were so disappointed, even though Plunder Booty was a pretty great announcement. You know, it was a really fun game mode, and it was something that I really enjoyed, and it was something new. It was something Blizzard never tried before, because players were so overhyped on what they thought it was going to be. I don't think it could ever live up to that hype, and I'm afraid that this might also be the same thing, although I'm hoping it isn't. That haircut is fire. That was literally my comment on your last video. Thank you very much, MacRaid. I really appreciate that. It was an accidental one, though. Not the second time around. The second time around, I just told him to keep going because I have a new plan with my haircut. I'm going to make my haircut... I'm literally going to have a mullet. So when my hair gets long enough, I'm going to make the top short and I'm going to have the back long, body in the back. Because I want to have a mullet. I've never had a mullet before. But it was complete accident. I went in and originally what I wanted him to do was just shave off all my hair. And then he was like, wait, are you sure? Are you sure you want to shave it off? And then I was like, well, all right, fine. And I second guessed myself and I was like, yeah, just shave off until there's like, you know, hair at the top and just sort of blend it in. And he was like, okay, I'll do that. And then I changed my mind again and he was like, listen, just sit back. I'll do it. And then he did it. But at that point, I just wanted to shave it off. But I was also tired of just sitting there. And I was like, okay, fine. Just leave it. And I wasn't happy with this haircut at all. It started growing on me. So over the last few weeks, I've been sort of like, okay, fine. The haircut can stay. But when I first saw the haircut, I was like, this looks stupid. It looks like I'm trying to look good. And I hate having my hair in a way that makes it as if I'm trying to look good. Lord Chaos, how you doing, sir? Watched your recent Titan video. It was very good. Made a comment about my thoughts on the Titan language barrier. Epic Thulu, I'll check that out. A mullet. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. Why would it not be a good idea to have a mullet? How is Cape Town treating you? Do you miss Joburg at all? Lord Chaos, definitely not. I most certainly do not miss Joburg. Most certainly not. The Dude Wets, how you doing, sir? Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate you. Jelly Break, how you doing? I mean, I can show you why I don't miss it. This was my view this morning, having coffee off the gym. I mean, you don't get this view in Joburg. Joburg is a lot of things, but it's not this. Now, so, yeah, I most definitely do not miss Joburg. Oh, Apple, you're welcome to share the leak. If it's stuff for Warcraft 30th anniversary, I don't think anyone really cares. Leaks will just hype people up even more. Plus, I've always been covering leaks, so it doesn't matter. ACB Nymph, how you doing? I'm in Cape Town. I'm still in Gauteng. Wish I was also that side. Oh yeah, Cape Town is always beautiful. Dude, I would never go back to Gauteng. Like, screw that, man. Cape Town is better run. It's more efficient. And it doesn't feel like you live in South Africa. It feels like you live in any first world country, basically. Because you don't deal with any of the same crap that the rest of South Africa does. Papa Shango, how you doing, sir? What's the temperature there? We are at about 2019 year, or 73F. So in freedom units, I don't know what it is in freedom units, but today was... Let me check for you. No, it's 22 at the moment. But today was like 24. The rest of the week, tomorrow's going to be 27, 26, 23, 26, 20, 23. It's not that bad yet, but it only gets bad in January and February. Then it goes back to being cold. Nico Spider, 30 months, part of the DJ Nation. Appreciate ya. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're far too kind. The Big Corp, how you doing, sir? Kriam, how you doing, sir? Not like we have had weeks without finding out the leaks are real or not.
Appreciate ya.
Titans are the good guys. Runs away like Skeletor. Anonymous, how you doing, sir? 70s, very, very nice. I can't wait to see hot... Oh, Eugene, what are you talking about? Dude, she's old enough to be your mum. I don't know exactly how old you are, but she's definitely old enough to be my mum. And of the cold, we are now in winter or fall. We're still in sort of springtime, but it doesn't feel like spring because today was actually a little bit chilly. Jumanio, how you doing? Long time see Echo. How are you? Freedom units. If the rest of the world uses metric and you are using feet and Fahrenheit, you are in the wrong. Dark Mephisto, it's still freedom units because it's only really America that uses it. And don't you start talking bad about America. They might just decide that you need some freedom. In which case, you know, you'll be using Fahrenheit too. But now, oh, what was wrong, Germania? Hey. Mac Red, thanks for the follow, sir. Really appreciate you. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. X-Ref, how you doing, sir? Freedom from the world's oppressive measurement systems. My country doesn't have oil. We're safe. Did you never know? Does it have sand? Because they might need silicon. Or quartz. SIO, how you doing, sir? In Canada, it's weird. We use the metric system for everything but people who still tell you how many pounds they weigh and how tall they are in feet. You see, that is weird. The only feet I know is I know how tall I am in feet. But the only reason I know that is because when my dad was growing up, South Africa was still on the imperial system. And then I want to say my dad would probably have been teens or maybe early 20s when South Africa switched from the imperial system to the metric system. So the first time ever my dad told me what my height was as a grown man was in feet, because he still does that sometimes where he'll sort of switch from feet to centimeters depending on what he needs. Can you imagine if we did that? Didn't America tried? There was some president in America that tried to get the entire America over to the metric system, and then Americans just sort of didn't care. No one revolted as far as I know. Americans were just like, lol, no, and then just kept doing what they were doing. Elon Musk is from South Africa and overthrew a whole democratic government for cheaper access to materials for his Teslas and spaceships. Not entirely sure if I would say we overthrew a government. I mean, didn't you guys just have an election? Like, overthrow requires guns and shit, no? Whichever unit of measure sounds the longest. Pretty sure that was another one of Jimmy Carter's fine ideas. All right. We looked at our guns and said no. It was Gerald Ford that wanted to convert to metric system. Oh. Not ours? What do you mean? Which one? Con, I am reading YouTube and Twitch chat. Yes, I read all chats. I can see everything. Bolivia. Wait, how did he overthrow Bolivia, though? I don't think he has that kind of power. 2.5 centimeters is 1 inch. I have to use that math all the time because the rest of the world uses simpler units. Can we get hell yeah for Classic Plus hype, which is about to get crushed? Much love, stay cool, brother. Jetlag, okay, I don't care about Classic Plus. I don't care about Classic WoW. I don't play Classic WoW. Classic WoW was fun when it was just WoW, because I played back in those days, and that was really fun. But I don't get the nostalgia around it, to be quite honest with you, because, well, it's really old. it was a brilliant game back in the day because it was so different to EverQuest and Lineage 2 and Dark Age of Camelot. But it is old now. Like, you can tell that it's dated. So I love the fact that it's there for people that enjoy it, but I myself am not really a fan of it. It does. He supported an actual coup of the Bolivian government and admitted to it in 2020. But how? So what are your expectations for the show? Con, I wish I knew. So I have no real massive wish lists when it comes to, like, gameplay changes. I kind of like WoW's gameplay at the moment. I'm enjoying WoW. So from a play perspective, there's not much that I would like to see changed. Maybe more delves or maybe a deeper delve system would be really cool. But outside of that, I'm happy with almost everything in WoW as a game. But I'm sure other people that do Mythic Plus and raids will probably have more hopes and dreams and stuff around that. If there's a wish list that I could proffer, I would like to have global launch of patch days. I am sick and tired of having to wait an entire day, and this becomes incredibly tedious when Blizzard keeps everything private. They don't want to leak anything. The story isn't available on the PTR, but then the story gets spoiled for the whole of Europe a day early because Europe doesn't get the patch the same day as America. This is annoying. I want to be able to play the story before I get spoiled. And as a YouTuber, I have to cover it because if you wait the day later, you're just late. And then it is. So I would love to see that. I would probably also love to see Blizzard drop the nonsense where if I want to play on NA, I need a full-blown NA account. Like, that's stupid. Give me the ability to just transfer my characters between NA and EU quick and easy. You know? Because there's plenty of times where I have a bunch of friends in NA, I have a bunch of friends in EU. Sometimes I'm playing with my EU friends, other times I'm playing with my NA friends. But I don't want to have 2 WoW accounts. I don't want to have 2 WoW subscriptions. So I just have to not play on the NA one, which is annoying. Now, those would be the 2 things that I would probably wish for most. But it's not really deal breakers. It's more just like stuff that I would enjoy. Sweet Love, how you doing? Daddy is salty, how you doing, sir? Tatiana, how you doing? Maybe we get Diablo. You shut your mouth, X-Ray. Is there any mods in chat that could maybe get rid of X-Ray from that bullshit idea of his before Blizzard sees it and then we're fucked? By the way, you're the only streamer that announces or pronounces my name. Sorry, the chat correctly. Oh, Con, I'm happy to hear that. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I think we probably will be. Maybe. I'm glad I'm finally catching you again. I do have to apologize to all of my NA viewers who have probably missed a lot of streams over the past few months since I've changed my stream time considerably and made it way too early for you guys. I apologize for that. But hey, here we are. I want some biltong, none here. That's nice in Australia. So you have come over to South Africa. I'll hook you up. I have here in Cape Town at least. There's so many biltong places. It's nuts. Not getting up at 3. I respect that, Tatiana. I do actually respect that. I don't know what to do with stream time. Stream time is a very difficult one for me. Videos is fine. I can make videos whenever. But if I wake up at 6 o'clock every morning, right, to go to the gym. So I can't be awake for too late. Otherwise, I will be screwed for the rest of the day. But then I also know that streaming at 1 o'clock my time is a really... This is one of the reasons I said yesterday. The only reason I would actually consider moving to the States is because it would make being a content creator a million times easier. Con, I can probably do I can probably start the stream, say, at like 4 o'clock as I did today, right? And then go to like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. That should not be too bad. I don't want to start at 6 o'clock. Because if I start at 6 o'clock, that only gives me... That only really gives me 4 hours, realistically, maybe 5 hours to stream. And while I don't mind, streaming just 4 hours, there are days where we get into some super crazy conversations, and then I don't want to leave after 4 hours. So I would prefer to start earlier so I can stream later. Lunar Lily, how you doing? I can't really picture you as a vegan in the People's Republic of California. Why the hell would I ever go to California or go vegan? Like, dude, I can't think of anywhere I would rather not live. I would probably move to North Korea before I moved to California. And I would also never go vegan. Vegans is part of the reason my food is so expensive, because they keep eating my food's food, which just drives up the price, of course. Plus, I consume an obscene amount of meat every single day. I have 2 ribeye steaks waiting for me downstairs. Right after this, I'm going to make some steak. So I'm never going vegan. But yes, it sucks to live in California. It didn't used to, but it does now. Luna Lily, why is that? Like, what went wrong? Yeah, I know why conservatives don't want to live in California. That I understand, but I now also see like a bunch of more liberal people also not liking California. So what exactly is happening there? Sports, how you doing, sir? Steaks are delicious. Agree. Gavin Dumb. People that have raised their kids right, on top of them building way too many houses. All right. Too many homeless. Homeless everywhere. California is just too expensive. If you move to America, keep your bags packed. Why? Wave Molly. Communism is what's happening there. By the way, how you doing, Molly? They also move homeless here because of the weather. I was shocked when I learned that in California it was illegal to show your ID when you wanted to go and vote this year. Oh yeah, I rate that. My husband is making pot roast in the crock pot this weekend with a delicious chuck roast. So looking forward to it. That sounds so good. If one day I move to the USA, it's North Dakota. No, I would go Texas. Funk that. Give myself a cowgirl and just be done with it. Everyone knows cowboy boots and a girl, sexiest thing that a girl can wear. So, 100% going to Texas. Molly, that's not... I hate running defense for Trump here. But that's not what Trump wants. Trump wants no illegal immigration. It's already impossible for a South African to get into America illegally. It's very expensive and very risky. So if I were to move to America, it would have to be legally, and no one I know, and I know a lot of conservatives, is against legal immigration. In fact, they love immigrants as long as they're legal. So yeah, I would not have to pack. I would have to pack my bags, but that's only to go there. I wouldn't have to leave. But you do have a lot of rules once you are a legal immigrant into a country. Like a lot of rules you have to follow. No, but Trump himself has said he wants legal immigration. We watched the interview, the speech of him saying it yesterday, I think. California is what happens when the Scarlet Crusade takes over. Shit, Scarlet Crusade? That's tough. Dude, that is one hell of a claim. Scarlet Crusade? That's heavy. Dude, I never want to live anywhere where the Scarlet Crusade takes over. That is wild.
I mean, like, it's cliche, but it's such a dream come true of being able to create the things that brought me so much happiness over the years.
Until I landed here in Irvine and went into the Blizzard campus, I literally didn't believe it was happening. I went into my office, and on the door sign against my door, it said Chris Metzen. So I just saw him going into the room
how you doing?
and I completely geeked out.
An Arco.
It's so strange coming into work
12
and
months part of the
realizing,
degeneration. Appreciate you.
I work on this thing now. I get to contribute to the world in whatever way that I can, and then seeing it go live in game, whether that's a couple months afterwards or even up to a year after I finish the task, seeing people react to it it's amazing, honestly.
Can I ask one thing? I do not mind sharing my political opinions. I am very much known for it. Except, we are gathered here to talk about World of Warcraft and the Warcraft Direct. If you have political opinions, keep them to yourself. Unless they're about World of Warcraft or set in Azeroth, in which case, we are more than welcome to discuss why all gnomes deserve to die and dwarves could probably be massacred as well, because who gives a shit? Short of that, I don't want to hear your political opinions. I couldn't care less who you voted for. I don't mind, right? If you're angry about the outcome of your elections, take that up with your government. It's got nothing to do with me. I can't help you. I'm in South Africa. It's too far. I'm not fucking going there to help fix you, to help fix it. So don't bother me with it. Don't bother the rest of chat with it. Just hang out and have fun. Okay? Please. That's why we're all here. That's why we're hanging out. So if you want to share your political opinions, I heard Vosh is right there. No, it's not you, Molly. Vosh is streaming. Hassan is streaming. I'm sure they'd be more than happy to listen to your opinions on who should have won the election. Destiny is probably streaming as well, but not here. Please? Thank you. GG, I have no idea. I think there's a bunch of busts about for Nelson Mandela, but I don't know if there's full-fledged statues. But like almost every town square, I think, has a bust of Nelson Mandela. Do you think Mason will be on this?
On Hearthstone and just in the Warcraft franchise and at Blizzard in general is something I've always dreamed about.
To work on this game that I've
No-name label, how you doing, bro?
For most of my adult life, it's a dream come true. I think to work on World of Warcraft was
I appreciate that,
something I could
Michael.
have never imagined.
My job entails as a senior test analyst, being on the team, working on Warcraft Rumble. It's an incredible experience. And again, since I love the game anyway,
It feels like they bring out Chris Mason only for like I'm not. This is a lead up to the actual thing we want to watch, so I'm not going to watch this too loudly. It feels like they always bring Chris Mason out. He's like the big hitter, you know. They don't allow him to speak on the WoW casts or on like the small things. But if there's like a big moment, they go, "All right, Chris, let's wheel you out there. You need to get this shit going now."
Way back in the day, I was 12 years old, and somehow I ended up in a guild with a bunch of guys that were in their late 20s. They really enjoyed outdoor PvP, and even though I was a lower level,
I agree with that.
From time to time, let them use me as bait for Alliance players. My favorite memory is actually when I dueled my guild master on his out. I managed to beat him, and then for the first time ever, I unmuted my mic, and with the most high-pitched, squeaky, prepubescent voice, I told him, "How does it feel getting beaten by a 12-year-old?"
We had what we called computer time. So like
Absolute lie. He didn't say that. He probably told him, "Fuck you, bitch," and then teabagged him. Ovi, how you doing, bro? Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate you, sir. Thank you.
So yeah, we would have to trade off in that sense. Some days we might trade hours or...
Yeah, we used to sometimes save some of our allowance money to buy hours from each other to have more computer time.
My first game was Warcraft 3 Reign of Chaos in the Warcraft universe.
Finance.
And then from there,
really?
I expanded beyond to the
They're
Frozen Throne.
talking to the finance guys in
Playing
Warcraft.
A lot of custom games.
Shit.
You know, a lot of those.
Wonderlands, thanks for the follow. Really
super
appreciate
fun.
you. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
One of the main healers in our raid group. And
Sports.
I was home for the summer from college, and my parents had just gotten a
Shared
puppy,
servers, so I want to be
and
able to play on
I
NA
brought my
and
puppy to
EU
the quiet
as I
room,
want, not
and
with
that's
2
unusual, and I
subscriptions
kinda leaned over,
and
past my laptop,
universal
and
patch
she had
days.
gotten into one of my artist pens, and
I
she
am
just
sick
had
and
ink
tired
everywhere, and me
of
naturally being like, you know,
being a day behind
because I
NA.
thought one of the ink pens was toxic. I was like, oh my god, my puppy's gonna die. Did not explain further than that through
The main point of the
laptop.
photo. Dude, I'm right there with you.
Wiped
Oh
our
shit,
entire
Dark
day.
Lord with the
That's
5
one of my
community
favorite
subs.
stories.
Ladies and
My
gentlemen,
puppy
hearts in
killed 25
chat.
people in World of Warcraft.
Hearts in chat, really appreciate that, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I never get angry of people spending money, so thank you so much. Really appreciate you, sir.
I'm not that good, but I love it. And I think I went on a 10 win streak once in the arena, and I didn't even think about it. It just happened, and it was pretty awesome.
Oh shit, what's happening here? Mama Bird with the 5 months part of the DGenation. Appreciate you.
2017 BlizzCon.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Was really
Far
excited.
too kind.
First time getting to see all of these big announcements, all these different games live.
Okay, so how many people want classic announcement? Come on, let me know in chat. How many of you want a classic announcement? What will get me hyped for Classic would be Classic Plus, actually.
I've been mired in Azeroth since the RTS days, and I haven't left since.
I've been playing World of Warcraft for about 15 years now. Which is pretty wild to think about.
I have been playing the same character, a human frost mage, for all 15 years.
Yeah, I've been playing World of Warcraft for 20 years. Actually started like early alpha and beta.
Did you play it out of curiosity?
World of Warcraft.
Play what, Lunar?
I guess 21 years. I started playing when I was 5 years old. A lot of our systems and our code is, 20 plus years old. I've found files that were written before I was born.
I lived in San Diego at the time, and I heard that there was a midnight signing, and I got signatures from everybody who was there who worked on the game previously. And it's so good connecting with people who actually signed it for me. And, we get to share in like this experience of, like I was such a passionate fan, and, you signed this, and now I get to work with you as a professional.
Whether you want to just chill out and be solo and enjoy the world, or you want to like get in deep with your guildmates.
I don't know.
raid
I'm not sure.
Hard as
Only
you
played
can.
12 years. I've been
There's a
playing
little something for
since
everyone, and there's space for
2000
everyone
and
to have a really
6.
satisfying experience.
Sort of
no matter your
halfway through
playstyle.
2006.
Future of Hearthstone's looking very bright. There's always cool new cards coming out. We've got plenty of ways for both new
But I
and
really
returning players
seriously started playing in
into the game.
2008.
There is magic here, and I think that magic will continue for the next 30, 40, 50 years. And I'm excited for what's to come.
Out of it when I was younger. I was in beta for 9 months before launch. No, we didn't have the internet back then to be in beta. Like, that would not have happened. Here we go, boys. A look back to the good old days. I had this on demo. I had a demo disc with the first 2 scenarios in Warcraft 1.
My peace and my outlet.
I have such a deep love for everything inside Azeroth.
I thought, I'm gonna move on eventually, as if it was just any other game. And it wasn't.
I was a very introverted person, I was lonely, and then I accidentally stumbled upon World of Warcraft. I even ended up in a guild, and in the guild I even
Massey,
made
like
some
they would
friends.
ever let
And
me
we always
near
come together to enjoy
World of
the moments
Warcraft.
that we create in the game. Whether they're fun.
I wouldn't do it either,
competitive,
but They would never ask. So
you sent me a whispering game going, my water just broke. And I said, oh my goodness, I guess we better go to hospital. And you said, nah, let's kill this dragon.
And we did.
no, I wouldn't.
Hearthstone changed my life. I cannot picture my life without.
I wouldn't do it because I don't believe that you can cover a game honestly if you're being paid or if you receive favors from that game. So I will never again receive any sponsorships or take anything. I cover World of Warcraft, and so as a result of that, I will not work with Blizzard Entertainment ever for anything. Because I need to be able to criticize the game when they're doing things that I don't like. And the second you start taking favors, you can't criticize it anymore. So even if they asked, I would never work with them for anything.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Warcraft 30th Anniversary Direct. I'm Holly Longdale, the executive producer for World of Warcraft. Alongside Hearthstone, Warcraft Rumble, and the Warcraft Real-Time
Anonymous
Strategy
Gifter,
game,
I see you, sir.
We are all honored to be here to celebrate some big milestones with you and talk about the future. Many of us began our Warcraft adventures as players before we became developers at Blizzard. No matter which game we work on, we all share a deep love for the Warcraft universe. Today, each of the Warcraft development teams will be
this was the
sharing
first and
what's
last time I
coming
worked
up.
with Blizzard was
Some of
for
it
this.
next year, some just a few weeks from now, and some will even be available today. So whether you've been traversing the plains of Azeroth with a view from above, or chilling in the Hearthstone Tavern, sorting out your minis for your Rumble machine, or pursuing Xalatath in Khazalgar, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Now, what better place to begin than with the games that started it all? Here's Brad Chan from the Warcraft RTS team.
Yeah, Holly has been doing. Can we get some hearts in chat for Holly? She has been doing a phenomenal job.
I actually never thought about ever being a developer. When I was younger, I just wanted to play video games. Back in 2007, I was at a regional qualifier playing a game called Warcraft 3. After I qualified for the tournament, someone came up to me, gave me his card, and was like, hey, we're looking for experienced RTS players to join our design team. Naturally, I said I wasn't interested. I was going to go to the Nationals, win that, go to the Worlds, win that. Easy. Well, it was a good thing I kept that guy's card, because 16 years later, here I am, working on a game that remains so important to me and so many players around the world.
Yeah, but where is Warcraft 4?
Throughout my career, I've stuck to a few guiding principles. When something is broken, you fix it. When something is wrong, you make it right. And if things aren't good enough, you make them better. So without further ado, I'm here to announce patch 2.0 for Warcraft 3 Reforged.
Okay.
Available now, this patch overhauls the environments and lighting and revamps the user interface. In addition, we are up-resing all classic Warcraft 3 assets to HD. You can now customize the type of assets you want to play with and even mix and match if you like. We have also included a bunch of quality of life changes, such as in-game hotkey customization, a revamped ladder, and much more.
Wow.
We hope you enjoy this update, which will be available to everyone who owns
So
Reforged.
they've actually finally updated
Now, I'm not
Warcraft
just here
3
to
to
talk
be
about
proper Warcraft 3.
We're also here celebrating
Reforged.
30 years of Warcraft. So not only will Reforged be receiving an update today, but we are also releasing fully remastered versions of Warcraft 2 and 1. So you can experience the story
today
from the very beginning.
Wait, is that today?
These remasters have brand new, hand-drawn visuals that capture the original art style from each game. And you'll be able to swap between the original graphics and the remastered versions in real time. For Warcraft 1, we added modern controls such as right-click move, bandbox select, and a faster game speed. Both games have also received various UI and UX improvements, such as tooltips and health bars, mission select screen, and an increased unit selection.
Color me surprised.
Warcraft 2 will still have multiplayer functionality, and all legacy custom maps will still be
How
fully
you doing?
compatible and playable. We are also bringing back the Warcraft Battle Chess which will include Warcraft 1, 2, and 3. So here's to 30 years of Warcraft, and I can't think of a better way than celebrating and reliving the story from the very beginning.
Oh yeah, I think I need to play this.
This is all available right now.
Dude, that's huge actually.
Come again. What are you doing, my son? Succeeding you, father.
Wow.
It was
Can we get some hearts in chat for that? Because that is mega.
Must lead your people to their destiny.
Yeah, bitch. Man, it looks so good. I love how they managed to...
Work completed.
I love how in the art style, they managed to capture the age. So it looks good, but it doesn't look modern.
We are one.
Like, that's awesome. That is so fucking good. Wow, it looks actually not bad. I never played one, so maybe I'll finally be able to play all of one, because I only ever got to play the first two scenarios for humans in Orcs versus Humans.
It's pretty amazing to think that Hearthstone turns 10 this year. It's been such an incredible decade. Together, we've made the tavern a place for sharing joy, excitement, and some very tall tales indeed. We've made friends with Murlocs, battled old gods, and now we're traveling through space. But for me, the most incredible thing of all is that I get to work on my favorite game with such an amazing team. Ever since Hearthstone came out, we've been with you on that road to legend. I remember on my first climb to legend, I had played something like 500 games in 1 month.
Some people might care about Hearthstone.
To midnight, I was 2 wins away and didn't make it. But I played another 500 games the following month and made it. Shout out to Darkshire Councilman. But those 1,000 games pale in comparison to the more than 160 billion games that we've all played over the last decade. And that's not counting Battlegrounds. Can you believe that it's been 5 years since the mode launched at BlizzCon? That's 5 years of building Death Rattle Beast comps, magnetizing mechs, completing quests, and collecting trinkets. It's been awesome.
I mean, the one thing that you can't take away from it is that it works.
Tavern brawl ever into what it is
The people
today.
that play Hearthstone love it.
We're so thankful to our community for being with us over this incredible decade, and we're looking forward to the next 10 years in the tavern together. The future is packed with even more places to explore and adventures to share. More expansions, more mini sets, and more surprises. Now, let's take a look at what's just around the corner.
One of the amazing things of working at Blizzard is getting to watch other teams pushing the boundaries on their own games. I think we're all genuinely fans of what our coworkers are up to, and it's really special when we find moments to collaborate. What's up, everybody? I hope you're enjoying your adventures among the stars in the Great Dark Beyond. We loved working on this expansion and wanted to take our next mini set further into the cosmos than ever before. Prepare to travel beyond Azeroth, beyond Warcraft, and into Heroes of StarCraft. I'm super excited for this mini set. It's the first time we've ever explored another universe this deeply in Hearthstone. A ton of people on the team have so much love for StarCraft. So being able to bring it into the Hearthstone tavern has been incredible. Some might say it's about time.
I am about to get inundated with more of the people that go.
We knew we had to go big.
Same
The
universe,
Zerg,
right?
Terran, and Protoss factions are represented on cards.
StarCraft,
via a
Diablo,
faction
World of
banner.
Warcraft, all
Not
in
only
the
do
same
cards in
world,
each
right?
faction work well with one another, they're also
gonna be
usable across
awesome.
multiple classes. Each of the factions also has a hero card featuring one of the most iconic faces. from
Auburn,
StarCraft.
appreciate you, sir.
The Zerg are led by the Queen of Blades herself, Sarah Kerrigan. She gives Death Knights, Hunters, Warlocks, and Demon Hunters access to an aggro playstyle.
Don't start with the
endless
different
swarms of
timelines.
Zerg cards.
No.
After all, what would a StarCraft mini set even be without its own version of a Zerg Rush? For the Protoss, we have the legendary Artanis, seeking to unify his people. He grants his powers to druids, mages, priests, and rogues. He focuses on powerful, high mana cost units, and uses the psionic powers of the Protoss to make those cards cheaper. And finally, who else could we have to lead the Terran besides the iconic Jim Raynor? Thanks to him, warriors, paladins, and shamans will get a hold of the new starship keyword from the main set. But these aren't your average starships. They're battle cruisers. When we first started working on this mini set, we went to the team and asked, what does this need to have in order to truly feel like StarCraft? We've made sure to represent as many units from StarCraft as possible. There's even one character from Warcraft that snuck their way into the set. Grunty, the Terran armored Murloc.
Awesome.
On top of everything else, Heroes of StarCraft has more cards than any mini set we've done before. There's so much to explore here. So many strategies, so many interactions, and so much StarCraft nostalgia. And we might have some special music
Guys,
as well.
cut this guy
just
some
for the
slack.
occasion.
He's trying to make
Heroes
a
of
fucking
StarCraft
card game
is coming
seem
in
cool.
January 2025.
He's doing his
But there's
best,
even
okay?
more coming up for Hearthstone.
Like, bro,
we're making some big changes.
Doing his
to Arena.
best.
As Leo mentioned, Arena is getting a major glow up. But first, let's talk about what makes Arena special. Arena is Hearthstone's premium draft mode, where you build your own deck from scratch at the start of every run. It's all about you flexing your deck building skills and card knowledge to defeat your opponents. And believe it or not, Arena has stayed mostly the same for 10 years. So we thought it was finally time for a little bit of an update. From now on, there will be 2 kinds of Arena to choose from. Normal Arena has a shorter format that lets you complete your runs more quickly, but still gives you that awesome competitive arena experience. And after you've established yourself in the normal arena, you'll be able to descend into the dark, dank cellar of the tavern, where challengers are engaging in high-stakes card play in our underground arena. Underground has a distinctive basement aesthetic, longer runs, and a new feature we call Redraft on Loss. This means that when you lose, you'll have the option to redraft cards and edit your deck, refining it to up your chances of winning as you take on more hardened challengers. We heard you also want a way to show off that you're an arena champion. We got you. Arena ratings will be available for both the normal and underground modes. Ranking for the 2 are separate, with the usual skill-based matchmaking in normal arena. But in underground arena, you'll be throwing caution to the wind and facing off against opponents of all skill levels. Whether you're an arena veteran or maybe you just haven't clicked that arena button in a while, we hope these changes offer you another exciting way you can enjoy your time in the tavern with us. And I'm happy to tell you all of this will be coming in the first half of next year. Now, here's Tyler to share even more of what's in store for Hearthstone.
First half is that's a long-ass time frame.
As you can see, we've got a lot of really exciting things planned for the next few updates. But what kind of game director would I be if I didn't spill even more beans about what's coming next? It's going to be the year of the Raptor, and you'll be going on some awesome adventures in some of your favorite Azeroth locations. Next year, we kick things off with one of our most requested settings as we journey into the Emerald Dream. Here, you'll find yourself in the middle of a legendary face-off between the Druids of the Emerald Dream and the forces of the Old Gods. They'll be fighting a high-stakes battle over the fate of the World Tree in our first expansion of the year. And things are going to heat up even more when the Druids of the Flame light up the mini-set. Our second expansion is also Hearthstone's first ever sequel as we go back to Ungoro Crater. Join Elise on the hunt for a mythical lost Tortolan city. Spoiler alert, keep an eye on that volcano. After uncovering the secrets of the lost city, take part in a grand celebration in the 33.4 mini set. The party-loving Tortolans are hosting a festival in honor of the mighty dinosaurs of the crater, and we'd hate for you to miss out on all that
Blizzard
fun.
entering the
Closing out
roadmap
year is
era?
our third expansion, where you'll travel
is
with Chromie
everything
through
I'm here
alternate
for.
realities to recruit legendary Warcraft heroes like you've never seen them before. This all leads to an epic showdown against Murozond at the end of time, and you won't believe what happens next. You've seen just how much we've got in store for you over the next year. Heroes of StarCraft, revamped arena, and 3 awesome expansions. We're incredibly excited, and we hope you're incredibly excited. Thank you so much for being part of this incredible journey. 10 years in, and our adventures in the tavern together are only just beginning.
Absolutely. I will play Hearthstone next year.
Blizzard has this awesome tradition of sharing the journey that each team took to bring their games to life. I think this museum is a beautiful way to relive the memories of development and share that passion with the rest of Blizzard. What's up, everyone? It's been about a year since I stood on the main stage of BlizzCon and we launched Warcraft Rumble together with all of you. And what a year it's been. All of us on the team have had so much fun watching you dig into our game and explore the hero collection, the army building, the nail-biting finishes. You've beaten over 900 million bosses. And on the matter of Alliance versus Horde, you picked Team Jaina almost 10% more. But maybe, most importantly, you've summoned over 1 billion angry chickens. That's 2 billion chicken wings.
Cut.
In just a second, we're...
Jeremy, we're trying to shoot Rumble here.
Oh, Rumble? Oh, I know a little bit about that. Scoot the camera. Cool. Awesome. When we started working on Warcraft Rumble, we wanted to make something that harkened back to our strategy roots.
They can actually act. I like that.
Warcraft 2 on my dad's PowerMax 7100 66 AV. I'm stoked to play those new remasters. But we also wanted to do something in our universe that we'd never done before. So we started imagining that maybe, somewhere in the Hearthstone Tavern, there was a mysterious arcade machine that printed miniature versions of the heroes and villains of Azeroth and zapped them to life for you to collect and command. In those kind of early days when we were establishing the art style of Warcraft Rumble, we wanted a sense of tactility.
Warcraft
we wanted
minis.
to be able to pick up and touch the art that we were creating inside of the computer. So some of us went and printed minis and painted them up like this. And that's kind of really where all this came from. All of these minis were painted by our team. And well, if I'm a little bit biased, but this little guy's my favorite.
What does that say underneath?
Oh, under here? Yeah. Oh, it says Jeremy. But we've done more than paint minis since our game launched. We've added new dungeons and at least 1 new mini every single season. We've got the Dark Moon Fair, new zones, and a whole new family for you to experience in the game.
Chris, there's
we added our first raid, Molten Core, and laid siege to Stormwind. In our latest season, we even bust down the doors of Ironforge. And we ain't stopping there, are we, Vic?
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about what's coming up. Starting right now,
Zoe, thanks for the follow. Really appreciate it.
We're running our first anniversary event.
And if I may just quickly say, Auburn Dad, thanks so much for the sub, man.
Celebrating
Anonymous
1 year
gifter
of
with the
Warcraft
5
Rumble.
community
So
subs.
jump
Really
in
appreciate
after
you,
the
sir.
stream,
Thank you,
you'll be
thank
able
you,
to
thank
snag
you.
some super cool rewards,
Narodus,
like the very
17
valuable
months
looking
part of the
gold
DJ Nation.
cobalt, which we
Appreciate you, sir.
affectionately
Thank you,
call
thank you,
the
thank you.
Coco.
You're far too kind.
Okay, have you scanned this thing yet? Great.
We've also been working on something really exciting for later in the season. There are some characters in Warcraft that don't fit so cleanly into just one of our families. So we're adding split leaders. These leaders belong to 2 families at the same time, which really expands the possibilities of how you build out your armies. And we're not just adding 1 split leader.
Mac, you should be able to do it by just clicking on subscribe and then choosing with Prime.
Families is Malfurion Stormrage. And representing the Horde and Blackrock families, we got Chieftain and former War Chief Orgrim Doomhammer. And finally, leading Undead and Beasts is Anu Barak. But before any of these 3 new leaders join the fight, we're going to be reworking one that we released this time last year.
The Dark Lord with the 5 community subs. Really appreciate you, sir. Can we get some hearts in chat for all the gifted subs, ladies and gentlemen?
We've got an awesome season ahead of us.
Thank you, thank you.
Can't wait for you to check it out. We'll be right there with you. To our amazing fans, thank you for an incredible first year of Warcraft Rumble and for your unwavering support. Your passion fuels our creativity.
I have no
and
idea how
truly
to
drives
fix
us
that.
forward. But there was one more thing we wanted to talk about. Jeremy? Right? There was one more thing we wanted to talk about, right?
Nope. That's all I had.
Hey, Spocalypse, thanks for the follow. Really appreciate you. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's it. Nice. I like this, dude. He's funny. He can stay. Wait, is that new? Oh shit, yeah, you can now play it on PC. GG. Alright, there you go.
Excited that you're here to celebrate 20 years of World of
Hearts
Warcraft
for Holly.
with us.
Hearts
when the game
for Holly.
first came out in 2004, I remember Facebook had just launched. I'd been in the game industry for a handful of years when I picked up WoW, and I was in awe. Even when I was running about and exploring on my Night Elf Hunter, I made friends who would group with me and tackle just about anything, including helping me save 40 gold for my first mount. I loved it. I still do, just like many of you. And as most of you know, the game saw absolutely explosive growth in the early years and brought multiplayer gaming to the mainstream. That in turn created countless friendships, camaraderie, and escape for people every day. It still does 20 years later. We dug into our history and discovered that across 2 decades, together, we've accumulated 1 billion days of time played in Azeroth.
Wow, that is nuts. 1 billion days.
So many of
again.
you have joined us over the years. Some of you have met partners in the world and gotten married. Some of you have even named your kids and pets after characters and locations in the game. Veterans from all over the world. Those who are hearing or visually impaired or have physical challenges. We've welcomed seniors, even whole families playing together with their kids, and so many more who call our world home. No matter who you are, when you come to Azeroth, you can live how you want and be who you want to be. It's a gift for so many, and certainly to us. We feel it every day. One of those special stories is live now on Netflix in a documentary called The Remarkable Life of Evelyn. Mott Steen, who played a character named Evelyn, lived a life in Azeroth that he couldn't in the real world. He suffered from Duchenne muscular dystrophy for most of his life and fought it courageously alongside his incredible family, who I'm proud to have met and fallen in love with. Because of Mott's and his roleplay guild called Starlight, his family discovered the power of online game communities and advocate for gaming around the world as a source of joy and companionship.
True.
Sadly, Mott's was taken from this world and Azeroth far too soon. Because of Mott's and stories like his, we were inspired to create a charity pet program for Classic and our modern game to support Cure Duchenne, a nonprofit organization dedicated to improving and extending the lives of those affected by Duchenne muscular dystrophy. We want to thank you in advance for giving to this cause that offers support to people just like Mott's. This little cutie is Revan, and he's available until January 6th. He was inspired by the detective agency Mott's created for his busy roleplay life in Azeroth.
There you go, the spelling is there.
Right now, we have our 20th anniversary celebration running in-game. We've got modernized Tier 2 armor sets, classic time walking, new world bosses, trading post items, rewards, and more with all that nostalgic flavor. In the War Within expansion that we released a few months ago, we've taken the leap into the first chapter of the World Soul Saga.
Yep.
More coming on that. And of course, Classic is always cooking.
I'm ready.
But this moment is about you. You're the thundering heart of World of Warcraft and always have been. Stay tuned as we share what we are serving up for you. And thanks for making Azeroth a place you call home.
There we go, classic Andes. This one is for you, I think.
Hey everyone, Clay and I are so excited to be here today during this anniversary celebration to talk about what's coming up for WoW Classic.
I can't believe that after 20 years, my Orc Warrior is still finding new adventures in Azeroth. Shout out to all my buds in Tacondrius.
Feels like just yesterday I was on my Night Elf Druid, ganking some buddies on the Teneris realm at the Crossroads.
Dude, if they announce
Sorry about
Classic
that.
Plus, I'm punching
Being
a
on the
fucking
Classic
clown.
team and getting to help contribute to this incomparable legacy. which
I'll
has
be
breathed
so
new
happy.
life
First
into the
clown I
original
see is
Classic
dying.
Experiences. I'm not sure anything compares to it. I love how vocal and passionate our player base is, not only about what parts of WoW's history they want to see come back, but also their passion for things we try and have experimented with.
Speaking of us taking some pretty big swings, in Season of Discovery, we've loved watching you use your new class abilities, take on our all-new level-up raids, find secrets, and team up to defeat
No, I mean
Ragnaros and
actual
Nefarian.
Classic
We're looking
Plus.
forward to the AQ war effort unlocking very, very soon here, which will lead right into the launch of the Encourage raid. This will bring new changes and surprises that we can't wait to bring to you. Fun new mechanics, difficulty changes, new rewards. You know us well enough by now to know exactly how we'll mix it up as you wager your sanity for ancient Kiraji riches.
Beyond that, for Season of Discovery, we have one more phase to come. We previously announced we will progress through all the phases of the original Classic era. So get ready not only for Naxxramas, but new instance content featuring the Scarlet Crusade, as well as adventures in Deadwind Pass. Now to Cataclysm Classic, where we recently launched the legendary Firelands. You've undertaken difficult challenges, besting Ragnaros and his feet, and are hopefully a few steps closer to getting your very own Dragon Wrath staff. We're looking forward to bringing you the final phase of Cataclysm Classic.
We don't know
when
yet.
Our Hour of Twilight patch and Dragon Soul raid launch early next year. I know you Classic players out there must be curious where we're going next. But let's be honest, you know where we're going next.
Yeah, but I think people are expecting more to be announced. Because technically that is Classic Plus, just FYI. You're absolutely correct, but I think people are hoping for more to be announced. Wait, Molly, yes, that's what people want. Its own game with its own expansions, following its own story. Oh, come off it. Really? When does this end? Does it end with Shadowlands
The Classic
Classic?
team is proud to announce that Mists of Pandaria Classic is coming, and we can't wait to bring it to you next summer. With its legendary class design and incredible raids and dungeons, set amongst a gorgeous environment and backed by an unforgettable soundtrack, we'll be traveling back to experience all that Pandaria has to offer together.
Mists of Pandaria Classic is super exciting for all of us, as well as Season of Discovery, and we love that we'll continue to be on that journey with you. But we know we spend some time on the internet. And
I have an idea
we
for why
heard some
they're
of you
doing
out
it,
there.
so stay
You
tuned.
want something fresh.
Yes.
Which is why we are so pleased to announce that we are bringing you the Classic experience. All new Fresh Realms with the WoW Classic 20th Anniversary Edition. And it's happening soon.
How soon, Clay?
Actually soon. These realms will be going live next week on November 21st, but you won't have to rush to level 60.
Right.
Classic is all about the journey after all. as we've made a change and our first raid, Molten Core, won't unlock for a few weeks after launch.
We'll be launching realms of all flavors, PvP, normal PvE, and for the very first time, Hardcore, which will progress through the phases in lockstep with the other two. This means a fresh start for everyone at the same time, together on a level playing field with fresh economies on very large realms.
If you missed out on jumping into WoW Classic's initial launch in 2019, this is the perfect time to join our community. These servers will also launch with some of the quality of life features that came later on, like the Chrono Boon Displacer to save your world buffs, and the improved PvP honor ranking system. And yes, we're also pleased to announce that these realms will progress to the Burning Crusade Classic.
Okay.
Launching these servers close to the exact date World of Warcraft came out 20 years ago, alongside all the work
I think
we're
for
doing
classic
Season
players,
of
this is
Discovery,
good.
Cataclysm Classic and Mists of Pandaria Classic means so much to us. We love this game, and we love the community that has made Classic Realms their home alongside their friends.
From all of us on the Classic team, thank you. This amazing journey is one that's been co-written by you, our incredible community.
Do Classic Plus, bro. Classic, DBC, Cataclysm, and that's where it splits off into its own game.
Hi everyone.
It
We're
will
in the middle
kill.
of such an incredible moment.
He has a
for World of
beard.
Warcraft.
Well, Scruff.
The World Soul Saga
He looks
kicked
fucking
off in
good
August
like that.
with the launch of The War Within, and we have been so excited to dive into the expansion.
Never shave that
alongside
beard,
all of
sir.
you. Whether you enjoy raiding, dungeons, delves, PvP, collecting appearances, pets and mounts, role-playing, or exploring the open world, we hope you found a part of Azeroth that brings you joy. It's humbling to be standing here on the eve of WoW's 20th anniversary. Looking back, 20 years ago, I was fresh out of school and I had just seen enough of the beta to know that I needed to play this game, and then immediately stopped to avoid spoiling the experience for myself. I'd booked a couple days off work for launch and was looking forward to really diving into Azeroth. But little did I know that my server would be offline for the first few days due to overwhelming demand. Shout out to Mal'Ganis. But even less could I imagine how this game would in so many ways define the rest of the course of my adult life.
Oh, here we go.
So, let's talk about what's coming up for World of Warcraft.
Yes.
Starting with what's on the horizon. We have 1107 Siren Isle, which is currently up on our public test realms. This update will go live next month, and it has something
I'm very hyped for
everyone.
Siren Isle, by
On the
the way.
narrative front, this update includes epilogue quest lines for Dalaran and the Kirin Tor. No spoilers, but this storyline features the mysterious Haranir, who also played a starring role in our expansion release cinematic. We'll also get into the prologue for where we're going next, but more on that in a minute. 1107 also, of course, brings its namesake, the Siren Isle, a new outdoor environment to explore, full of mysteries to uncover, and rewards to help catch up your alts and prepare for the next War Within season ahead. Plunderstorm is returning, this time with a plunder store to give you more flexibility in earning your rewards instead of that linear renown track. Also making a return will be
What
the
does
latest
that
iteration
mean?
of our Turbulent Timeways event and a Winter Veil revamp. We can't wait for you all to experience this update next month. As an additional treat, for those of you invested in the story of the War Within, we will be releasing a novella that explains exactly what happened to Jaina and Thrall after they left us. This novella is narrated by none other than Chris Metzen and available today.
Oh, shit.
So, I know many of you have already seen 1107, but you have to be wondering where the War Within is going to take us after that. Okay, so following Xalatath's trail is going to lead us to a location that I've been personally excited about since we first settled on the idea of an underground expansion. Undermine, the capital of the Goblins' trade empire. Fittingly, our name for the 11.1 patch is Undermined with a D. Now, this is a city unlike any city we've seen before in World of Warcraft, standing as a testament to the intelligence and creativity of the Goblins as masters of technology and alchemy. And as our adventures continue, we will learn more about Goblin culture than ever before. What's important to them, what problems they're trying to solve, what they're capable of as a society. Everything that makes them truly unique, beyond the humor and the explosions. Though, just to be clear, there's going to be a whole lot of explosions. You'll arrive at an Undermine that's plunged into conflict between the four major Goblin cartels: Steamweedle, Blackwater, Bilgewater, and of course, the Venture Company. You will align yourself with a group of your choice and run into notorious goblins like Monty Gazlo, Renzik the Shiv,
you get
Baron Revelgaz, Marin Noggenfogger, and more. Now, if you're going to be in cahoots with a goblin cartel, you can't be seen rolling around in anything less than a truly blinged out ride. So early on, you'll earn a vehicle designed just for Undermine to push the boundaries of locomotion within World of Warcraft.
Ground
Undermine
mounts
was built for speed.
Dynamic
with roads
ground mounts
designed for driving, which is just as well because this car travels much, much faster than your regular ground mounts.
Yep.
You can also further adjust your car's driving characteristics. Do you prefer grip or do you want to drift more? Do you want more acceleration, even if it's going to come at the expense of your top speed? That's up to you. You can try it all and rule the streets of Undermine,
Is it
living
going to
your
be
life
racing?
440 yards at a time.
440 yards, dude.
We'll also be adding a new dungeon in Undermined, Operation Floodgate, which is a race to stop a group of goblins from blowing a dam that would bring ruin to the Ringing Deeps. This dungeon will also be immediately available as part of our new Season 2 dungeon pool on Heroic, Mythic, and Mythic Plus difficulties, alongside the 4 other launch dungeons and 3 returning legacy dungeons. Now, we'll have many more details in the weeks ahead, but I can tell you that one of those legacy dungeons, naturally, in light of our goblin theme here, is the Motherlode from Battle for Azeroth.
Well, there you go. Someone called it in chat.
On one of our favorite parts of the War Within, this new zone brings with it 2 new delves for you to explore, and we're creating new variations on the existing delves. We're also introducing seasonal updates to Bran Bronzebeard, a new adversary to follow Zek Veer, and a new set of goblin-inspired curios for Bran. Of course, a new season also means a new raid zone. We have an 8-boss raid called the Liberation of Undermine coming your way, which takes you through the streets of the city and into the magnificent Galagio, brimming with color and extravagance that also hides the dark secrets of its owner, the one and only Gallywix.
Oh,
and for the arena
here we go.
out there, we're also introducing a new arena map set right amidst the city.
Arena. Nice. PvPers rejoice.
Now, some of you may be wondering how Xal'atath fits into all of this, and how goblin politics relate to the fate of our world soul. But rest assured, Undermine plays a vital role as a continuation, a next chapter in the many stories that are unfolding in the War Within. We will have a lot more to share on that front in the months ahead.
Okay. I like this character, by the way. She's awesome.
It's just the beginning of what we have planned for the next year. Now, as you can see, 2025 is going to be an incredible year for both modern and classic WoW players. As the World Soul Saga continues to unfold, we are reflecting on these past 20 years with immense gratitude as we lay the foundations upon which to build the next 20. On behalf of the entire World of Warcraft team, thank you so much for being the heart of the history of Azeroth. Whether you've just joined our community, been with us for the last 2 decades, or somewhere in between, thank you for making Azeroth your home. And speaking of home, the team does have one more thing.
If you're gonna say housing, fuck me. Dude, they're announcing housing. Wow, housing. Holy fuck. Dude, this breaks it. Oh, shit. All right. You have housing in WoW in Midnight.
Thank you for joining us today and for being with us for the past 3 decades. The Warcraft universe is a living, breathing world that's been experienced by over 250 million players around the globe.
Based.
That's millions of stories of adventure, laughter, and true connection. And as the years have passed and our communities have grown and evolved, the statue behind us reminds us all how important Warcraft is and continues to be. It serves as a reminder of our shared passion for building Azeroth together. And it's you who truly bring Warcraft to life, our players, and the communities you are a part of. Thank you for being the lifeblood of this world that means so much to all of us. 30 years of history is the perfect foundation upon which we will build for the bright future ahead, and we can't wait to walk that road alongside you. And before we go, we want to share something very special. This September, 190 performers took to the stage to celebrate 20 years of World of Warcraft with a series of concerts in Switzerland. Prepare to dive back into the history of World of Warcraft through its incredible soundtrack performed live. And whether this music invokes cherished memories or you're hearing some of these pieces for the first time, we hope you enjoy the performance. Here's to the next 30 years.
Oh, yes, Daddy.
Dude, housing is huge. Housing is massive. I don't think people I don't think people respect how big housing is. Not having housing has been one of World of Warcraft's biggest issues. Because if you're an RPer, there's better games out there that allow you to build houses, right? A lot of players, a lot of people that I know personally, play Final Fantasy XIV, not because they think it's necessarily a better game than WoW, but it has housing. This fixes that. And if Blizzard does it right, if Blizzard actually does housing correctly, this will be such a massive, massive thing for the casual player base. Like, the casual player base will lose their shit over this. No, I'm not a housing Andy either. Why do they try? I would not have a house, but it doesn't matter what I want here. What matters is that there are people that want housing. And there's a ton of people that want housing, and it's important that they get that feature into the game so that it allows for those players to also have stuff that they care about. Guild housing might be coming. By far was housing. I think player housing knocks it out of the park. And I want to be clear about this. I know that there are many people like myself who couldn't care less about housing. But the way this works is not all features of World of Warcraft needs to be enjoyed by all players in World of Warcraft. It is okay for there to be features that you don't necessarily want to play, or for there to be features that you love and you hate other features. Because for every one person that hates housing but loves Mythic Plus, there is someone that can't stand Mythic Plus but loves housing. And that's fine, because that's how they prefer to play their game. They want to build houses, they want to go out and collect stuff that they can put in their house. They don't want to do, Mythic Plus grind or a Mythic Raid grind. And that's perfect. That's how you want to design the game. You want to make sure that the game has something for everyone. Because that way no one complains, right? Well, it's WoW, everyone will still complain, but at least there's less to complain about, because everyone has something that they enjoy. And I think specifically for the more casual audience, housing can be such a cool feature, because what housing allows you to do is it allows you to really unite a crap ton of features of your game into the housing system. From dungeons to raids to PvP, arena, battlegrounds, raided battlegrounds, but then also open world. It also allows you to keep a lot of old stuff current by adding stuff that you can collect for your house in the older stuff. And then it opens a massive door to professions. Because you have a lot of professions in World of Warcraft that tend to fall off a little. Right? Where eventually you just don't really need them. Take tailoring, for example. Eventually the need for tailoring goes away a little bit. Well, housing gives you the opportunity to add things that people can build that is for the house. So imagine tailoring, for example, can make special types of curtains and carpets and, craft special bed linen, drapes or flags and stuff that can be made by the tailor. You have engineering that can build all sorts of really cool stuff that go into the house. So every profession can find its little place within this space, and they can make stuff for the design of the game. So I think there's a lot of cool things that happen when you play, or when you add something like housing. Is only a sod thing? Or drops only Twitch or YouTube counts as well? AJ Zane, I have no idea. I have no idea. People are saying that it is on YouTube as well. I don't know how that would work. I've never seen drops on YouTube, but I'm assuming that sure. But I genuinely don't know.
The immersive soundscapes of World of Warcraft, a game that has captivated millions around the world for more than 2 decades. The world as Azeroth has been brought to life by
this was truly amazing.
Compositions, each one enhancing the epic stories, majestic landscapes, and intense adventures that define this iconic game. These compositions have become a beloved soundtrack to the adventures.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this was amazing. This was awesome.
Listen tonight. Allow yourself to be transformed.
I was a little reticent about this. I think reticent is the right word. I wasn't sure we're gonna get much, because my genuine idea was I thought we were just gonna get the next patch, basically, because that's usually what they do. They just announce the next big patch and people are super excited for the next patch. But let's be real, we would have been excited for the next big patch no matter what, right? Like, even if they didn't wait for this big event to announce it, we'd still be announced, or we would still be excited for it. But housing was big. And then dynamic ground bounce, which I'm super excited for. Also going to be a crazy cool feature. Frozen Solid, I don't agree with that. I'm also speechless. That is so cool. Lucy, oh yeah. I had to call my husband and tell him the news. We're now planning our respective houses. You have until midnight to do that. What I will say is people need to really sort of calm down. Based on at least what I'm seeing, it doesn't look like you'll be able to build your own house. It looks more like you'll be given a house and then you'll be able to decorate it in whichever way you want. And I want to be clear, I think that's the best that Blizzard can do currently with the engine as it is. It doesn't mean it's the final step. It just means this is the first step. Blizzard can, from there, eventually get the engine to a place where you can actually build your own house. So decide where you want the rooms. Yeah, kind of like a garrison-style system, except the garrison is a lot more personalized. ESO's like that, yeah. Something a bit more for a 30-year celebration. No official Classic Plus announcement is very disappointing. Kraos, but I don't know. See, this is always the problem. People get excited for stuff that they not entirely sure. But I do want to say, though, technically there was an announcement for a Classic Plus because they did announce 2 brand new dungeons, 2 new pieces of content that has never existed in Classic before. Which technically is Classic Plus. You think my internet is going? How's the internet for you guys? Is it working? Mac Red Gaming, I think they might be looking at like what's going, like maybe they might test it out now and then see if it's doing better or worse, you know, whatever the case might be. So Season of Discovery is a good place to test it. Maybe not perfect, but it is a good place to test it. My internet looks fine. If I'm looking here, it's all streaming, it's all going well. So it looks fine, on my end at least. Mongoku, it's all done now. It's all done now. Housing Wilds, I'll be happy if I get a Horde doormat. Wow, Grimsage. I know who I'm killing next time I log into WoW. Showing off the new haircut. Wow. Yeah, I'm not trying to show off anything. I'm just... I'm not trying to show off anything. That was just to check whether the internet was fine. Keep it like that. Keep it like what? I'm for the Horde, but then why do you want a doormat? It should be a flag. No, I'll be proud of my hair once I have a mullet. As soon as I have a proper mullet, I'll be proud of my hair. Because right now, it's just like this. In the back. So it's not yet a mullet. I want a proper mullet. If DKs can get the floating Acarus, or whatever it's called, that's good for now. Fly the banner of the Horde. Yep. Feed with the Alliance. True. Akalon making wives leave their husbands over here. Dude, I don't think any wife has ever considered leaving her husband for me. And if she does, she needs help. Or her husband is terrible. But those could be the only two options. I don't think that's happened. That would be in the land of fantasy. And we're not making that game. So it's all good. So I'm gonna have to edit this now. Because, well, that's the rules, I guess. Man, I was gonna go sleep earlier. Now I'm gonna be up editing this for the next hour or so. There's no such thing as a proper mullet. Yeah, but it has to be a mullet though. Thanks for the watch party. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate that. So I'm gonna be back tomorrow. You know what? We'll do tomorrow later as well so that the Americans can finally be awake and also join the stream so that we're still live at this time of the night. So we're gonna start later in the day. I'll figure out what to do. I'll write scripts or some shit because I'm not live. From America here, AJ, you gotta make a video of reacting to the Mason novella. Well, thanks for hosting the watch party, bro. I dumped Valueless stream to come hang out with my man Aklon. Chris, I appreciate that very much. I appreciate all of you that chose me to come hang out in and come watch. Tomorrow we'll continue the playthrough of Mass Effect. For those of you that are fans of massive story games, Mass Effect is an absolute must. We're celebrating the legacy of BioWare this month, so we'll be continuing with the Mass Effect storyline tomorrow, right here on Twitch. So yeah, please come check it out if you haven't already. I will have my reaction to the housing stuff and everything for you guys as soon as possible, okay? As soon as possible, so that you guys can enjoy it as well. I'm gonna go edit that right now. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, be good to each other, be kind to each other, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Peace.